Alright, it is time for the Shaman achievement. Tanks for the memories. Deal 100 and then 200 damage to the enemy hero with siege tanks. Let's look at the siege tank. Alright, so the siege tank is deal 10 damage to a random enemy minion, transforms if you've launched a starship this game. And when it's transformed, deal 10 damage to a random enemy minion. Excess damage hits the enemy hero. So that's the primary way I think that we'll be able to make progress with this, and we have to reach 200, which is not nothing. But I don't see anywhere that says just smacking your opponent in the face with the minion wouldn't count. So I am going to try to do that at least once within my game and count up to make sure that combat damage also counts. But alright, this is after some experimentation in game, so I have made some progress on it by far. I am sticking with the siege tanks, Turbulus along with Parrot Sanctuaries to make my battle cries cost a little bit less, Fairy Tale Forest to draw my battle cries a little bit more consistently, and then let me see what I want the rest of the deck to look like. Okay, I did put Shudderblock in. It's one thing that I did put in there originally, but I forgot that the battle cries can't damage the enemy hero, which means be careful because Shudderblock cannot help you get progress on this achievement. But it could be good for Ghost or for Turbulus. Well, actually, if you're doing Turbulus that late, it's probably not that great anyway. Bob the Builder, maybe. You know, there's other battle cries in here that Shudderblock could be very good with. I've got Gorgonzormu just for some tempo. I've got a couple of Thrall's gifts to give access to Lightning Storm or Hex, possibly even a Bloodlust. Birdwatching to get through my deck a little bit better, along with the Fairy Tale Forest, of course. And I almost forgot to put the Brewmasters back in. Now, ideally, I would like to use the Brewmasters on the tank, but there's enough battle cries in here that they could have other uses as well. I think they are better to have than the SCV for our purposes. Now, like I said, I have been doing some experimentation, so I do have 18 progress now, but let's see if this does better than what I've been doing.
Thrall versus the Lich King!
None shall escape my wrath. Blood and thunder.
Too early for Bob, but I'm happy to see these show up soon.
Well met, friend. You have the king's orders. Breathing online. Battle cruiser operation.
Engine screaming.
Coming in for a landing. Nothing that hurts my hounds.
The citadel stands strong!
Engaging TC-130 into dislocation.
Eyes on the horizon!
Who's ready for another round?
Raven online. I wonder. Battle cruiser operation. There is little time.
Who are you?
Shout it from the mountain.
Shit.
Battle cruiser operation. Have you filled out the paperwork? I wonder. There is little time.
Here I come, ready or not.
Got no place to sit around!
Who's ready for another round?
Got no place for sitting around!
Unfortunately, I'm just dead on board now. It's frustrating because even with the various ways I've teched in specifically to try to deal with the Death Knight Zerg, the mind control techs, the Bob the Bartender, and the gifts that could be hexes, and the Dreamplanner Zephrys, which did even give me a polymorph, I just couldn't prevent them from activating that death rattle, like, what was it, 3-4 times? And then it gets out of hand. But, that being said, I had 18, I now have 28, that's 10 progress. This is the first time that I have been able to get the siege tank off more than once in a game, which means I think that this is better than what I was doing. It probably work even better against things besides the Death Knight Zerg. So hopefully it will work for you. Have a good one.